Okay, trying to get an angle on this. Hi everybody, it's me. I just wanted to share something else, another vision I had, and I had this on my page, but I am doing them on video. So I already posted this, and I'm trying to skip around and get them on video because I don't know how many people read this. I think you're more likely to see a video, and you can enjoy my hair than maybe read. So anyway, I had a vision that I was in a room with a lot of children, maybe ages 7, 8 to about 12, and I was with two other women, and we were taking care of these children, and we were like teachers or aides or something like that. And all of a sudden the siren went off, and it was loud. It was definitely a vision. It wasn't a dream. And it was piercing. And it was like emergency. It was a tornado. And we had to get these children to safety because I knew we weren't safe where we were. And I looked outside the window, the door. I went outside the door, and the whole sky was black. And the siren was so blaring, and it was in like a downtown area, and there was a blackout, and the whole sky was black anyway because the tornado, the lightning was coming out of the black sky and hitting like the buildings and cars, and just hitting the ground. It was like horrible. I could feel the atmosphere. It was alive with electricity, and we had all these children that we had to get to safety, and we were kind of on a T, like the road came down, the major road where all the cars were and trucks. There were semis too on the road, and I could barely see them in the dark, but the cars were like speeding past. They were still going. They had no headlights. The lights in the cars had been knocked out too. So all you could see was basically the white on the horizon and the lightning that would periodically come down. There was no rain or anything, but we knew we had to get these kids to safety, but nobody could see us. And we had to cross a street. So we could have gone the way we came. It was like a T, like where we went straight, but for some reason we had to cross the street and cross the crosswalk that way to get to the other side. And even though there was danger because the trucks were coming down the big road, and I could see big trucks, like huge semis, like coming down and turning the corner, and there was one parked, and then another one would pass by. And I thought, we're in charge of these children, and nobody else was doing anything. So I was one of the three women. We all kind of gathered our groups together, and I had about 20 children, and the other women had 20 each, and and they all lined up behind us, and I looked out the door, and I thought, oh my God, this is awful. And the sky was so electric and black because it's a vision, so it's like reality. And somehow we got across the street. So we were on the other side, but we still had to cross that big intersection. And there was no way of getting attention because we had no light. No, they couldn't see us. So I was thinking and thinking. I started to cross, but I thought, no, I can't risk any child getting hit or me getting hit because it's not an option. It's just not an option getting hit by one of these things they can't see us. So I thought for a second, I thought, well, if we scream, if we yell and are loud enough, then maybe they'll hear us. So I thought the windows in the trucks were open. It was like warm out. So I thought, that's what we're going to do. And I yelled back to the other women. I said, they need to hear us. We need to be heard. And these words were important. It was the way I said it, too. I said, we need to be heard. You need to be as loud as you can. Let them know. Let them hear us. And I didn't know how many people heard me behind me, but I just kept yelling, we're here. We're here. Can you hear us? You need to hear us. And the trucks were still speeding past and the cars, and I waited and I waited and I just kept yelling. And all of a sudden, they stopped. They stopped at the intersection. And I realized that we had been heard. And I started to cross the street. And I knew that we would be okay. We would be able to get to the other side because we had been heard. The message there in that vision was that what is happening now is that we the people of this country, need to be heard. And even though it's the catastrophes are going on around us, this country last year was the beginning of the whole last 4 years, were something unbelievable, great cleansing. We need, the point is, the message was, we need to keep shouting. We need to keep pushing. We need to keep letting our voices speak as loudly as we can. We can't give up. We can't be complacent. We have to be heard. And I was shouting this, and my husband woke me up. And he said, you're shouting. And I said, I know. I'm trying to get the children across the street. And he said, okay, because he's used to this. And I said, I have to get the children across the street. I did it. We have to be heard. That's the point. That's what that message that they're trying, the angels or spirits or whatever are trying to tell me. We need to be heard. And this is what's been happening. Even in our government, who were lazy before, who sat back and let things happen, are now speaking up. And that is the whole answer to what we need to be doing right now. We need to be heard. We need to be writing our Congress people, speaking up, doing what people are starting to do, being heard. So that was the message behind that vision. And I have others, but my phone is dying. And I just wanted you to know that one's coming. And all the time, also at that time that I had that, which you can check back on my pages, was a time when we had grid blackouts. And Europe had a lot of grid blackouts. And the internet blackouts started. We started being censored, heavily censored, within that same week. And I had the blackout thing. And that was also another factor in that vision, that we were being blacked out, that we weren't able to see each other anymore or communicate because of censorship. Big business censorship and social media censorship and government censorship. But that's getting a little better because people are making their own private platforms where conservative views are going to be heard. And we are going to be heard. And we're not going to be shut up. We will never be shut up. Ever again. And that's the way it is. So that's the message. And I'll be getting more on here as soon as I charge my phone. And we just have to keep fighting. We're in the fighting mode now. Not the physically fighting, but the spiritual fighting is a spiritual war. And you just need to keep strong. And just let your voice be heard. Write your congressman. Call your congressman. Call your senators. Blast it. Let everybody know how you feel. That's the way to go. So I'm out. Rhonda out.